The afternoon sun shimmered through the glass windows of Benny's Diner. It's one of those small-town places that smelled like coffee, hope, and fried bacon. The neon sign outside flickered faintly, open 24 hours, though business had slowed down over the years. Inside, Clara Mitchell sat in her usual corner booth, laptop open, papers spread like a small storm. She was a teacher, working through stacks of essays while sipping her third cup of coffee. Her routine was simple: work, home, repeat. But lately, the silence of her life had started to feel heavier than usual. She looked up when the door chimed. A man stepped in, tall, disheveled, wearing an old army jacket, his boots coated with dust. His eyes, pale blue but tired, scanned the room. He looked uncertain, as if deciding whether to come in or turn back out into the cold. Clara watched as he hesitated near the counter. The waitress, June, gave him a polite but guarded look. "Can I help you, sir?" The man cleared his throat. "I was wondering if I could get a cup of coffee. I'll pay you back tomorrow. Just had a rough day." June frowned slightly. "I'm sorry, sir, but we don't do tabs." Clara could see the disappointment on his face. He nodded quietly and turned toward the door. Something in that small, defeated movement made her chest tighten. "Wait," she called out before she could think. The man paused. "Sit down," Clara said with a smile. "I'll get you that coffee. And maybe some pie, too." He hesitated. "Ma'am, that's kind, but I don't want to be a bother." "You won't be," she insisted. "I'm a teacher. I can handle a little company." He smiled faintly, gratitude flickering behind weary eyes, and sat down opposite her. June came over, clearly surprised, and took their order: coffee, chicken pot pie, and a slice of apple pie. When she left, Clara turned her attention back to her guest. "I'm Clara," she said, offering a hand. He took it gently. "Name's Eli. Eli Turner. Nice to meet you, Eli." "So, rough day, huh?" He chuckled softly, a sound that carried both warmth and sorrow. "A rough few years, actually." As he ate, she noticed his hands tremble slightly, not from cold, but maybe from exhaustion or hunger. Every bite seemed both satisfying and painful, as if it reminded him how long it had been since he'd eaten properly. They talked, or rather she talked, and he listened, about her students, her little apartment, her love of books. Slowly, he began to open up too. "I used to be a mechanic," he said. "Had a shop out in Dayton. Things went bad after my wife passed. Then the bills piled up. Lost the shop, then the house." Clara's heart sank. "I'm sorry, Eli." He shrugged, eyes on his plate. "Life has a funny way of kicking you when you're already down. But I still wake up every morning. Guess that's something." Something about his calm acceptance touched her deeply. When the meal was done, Eli reached into his jacket pocket, pulling out a worn leather wallet, edges frayed, faded by time. He fished for something inside, but a small photo slipped out and fell to the table. Clara reached instinctively to pick it up. The picture showed a little girl, maybe 7 or 8, smiling wide. A missing front tooth, holding a pink balloon. Beside her was a woman, mid-30s, kind eyes, auburn hair tied in a loose ponytail. Clara froze. She knew that face. Her breath caught. It was her late sister, Emily. The diner seemed to fade around her, the clinking cups, the hum of conversation, everything blurred. "Where did you get this?" she whispered. Eli blinked in confusion. "That's my wife and daughter, Emily and Lily." "Why?" Her voice trembled. "Emily Mitchell." His eyes widened. "Yes." How do you, Clara felt the world spin for a moment. "She's my sister." Eli's fork fell to the plate. "Your sister?" "Yes," she said, her voice breaking. "Emily moved away after she married you. We lost touch. I tried calling so many times. Then I heard she'd passed in an accident. I didn't even know you were still alive." He stared at her, stunned. "Clara. You're that Clara? She talked about you all the time." The tears welled in her eyes. "I can't believe this." For a long, fragile moment, they just sat there, two people bound by love and grief. Reunited by chance over a plate of pie, Eli finally spoke, voice low. After Emily died, I wasn't myself. I tried to take care of Lily, but I couldn't. The bills, the grief, it broke me. Her parents took Lily in. I thought I'd come back for her once I got back on my feet, but life didn't turn out that way. Clara's heart ached. You haven't seen Lily since? He shook his head. Not in almost 8 years. I didn't want her to see me like this. There was silence between them, heavy but not cold. Clara reached across the table and took his hand. Eli, she deserves to know her father tried. That he's still here? Swallowed hard, eyes glistening. Do you think she'd even want to see me? She would, Clara said softly. I know she would. That night, Clara couldn't sleep. The image of Eli's tired face, the photo of her sister, and the memory of her niece, now likely a teenager, all circled in her mind. By morning, she made a decision. She called an old friend from social services and tracked down Lily's contact through her grandparents. Lily was 15 now, living just 2 towns away. Clara called Eli that afternoon. Meet me at the park near Willow Street, she said. There's someone you need to see. When Eli arrived, he looked nervous, freshly shaved, wearing a clean shirt Clara had insisted on buying him. His hands fidgeted as he waited. Then, from across the park, a girl appeared tall. Auburn hair like her mother's, wearing headphones. Lily. Clara called. The girl turned, eyes bright. Aunt Clara. She ran up, hugging her. Then her gaze shifted to the man standing a few feet away. Who's that? She asked softly. Clara smiled gently. Someone who's been wanting to see you for a long time. Eli's lips parted, words stuck in his throat. Lily, it's me, Dad. The girl froze. Her eyes filled with shock and then confusion. I thought you were. She stopped. Tears brimming. I'm sorry, Eli whispered. I wanted to come back. I tried. I wasn't ready to face you until I could be someone you'd be proud of. Lily's lip trembled. I didn't need perfect. I just needed you. That broke him. He dropped to his knees, sobbing, and Lily ran into his arms. Clara turned away, tears falling freely down her cheeks. Weeks turned into months. Eli got a job at a local repair shop thanks to a favor from one of Clara's friends. He rented a small room, started attending counseling, and most importantly, reconnected with Lily. They met every weekend at the diner, at the park, sometimes even in Clara's kitchen. Slowly, the cracks of the past began to heal. One evening, as they all sat together at Benny's again, Eli pulled out that same old wallet. But this time, he added a new photo beside the old one, a picture of him. Clara and Lily smiling. Clara chuckled softly. You're keeping both? He nodded. The old one reminds me of where I was. The new one reminds me of why I'll never go back there.
Wow.
Months later. Benny's Diner became something more than just a place to eat. It became the symbol of a miracle reunion. The waitress June would tell new customers, you see that booth over there? That's where kindness brought a family back. Together. Because that's how it all started. With one simple act, a woman saw a hungry stranger and bought him a meal. But what she really gave him was a second chance at life, family. In love, 2 years later, Benny's Diner hosted a small gathering. Clara had retired from teaching. Eli had opened a modest auto repair garage. And Lily had just graduated high school. As they toasted with coffee and pie, Eli raised his cup toward Clara. You didn't just buy me a meal that day, he said. You bought me back my daughter, my life, my hope. Clara smiled, eyes misty. Guess it's true what they say. A small act of kindness can change everything.
Outside.
The neon sign flickered again, open 24 hours. And inside, hearts that had once been broken found a new beginning.